Hi. Today, I discussed the element of communication. But before that, do you know what is communication? Communication is the process of giving and receiving information between human source and human receiver using words, symbols, and action. So let's go to the elements of communication. The senders and the receivers. Senders convey messages by converting their thoughts into symbols or observable signals such as words. This is called codification, and it usually done through the use of language, while receivers hear the signals and convert the symbols into the thought. This is called decoding, deciphering, or interpretation. So, if you are a sender, make sure that you give a decipherable chunks so that the receiver can understand you. Messages. Messages are the ideas or thoughts that are transmitted from sender to receiver. They are the result of the interpretation of symbols when meaning is derived from observable signals. The proper conception of a message depends on correct interpretation by the receiver of the symbols sent by sender. In turn, correct interpretation by receiver of the symbols sent by the sender is greatly affected by the similarity between the culture and the experience of sender and receiver. The culture and experience together are called schema, and some theoreticians call this the field of experience. Verbal and non-verbal symbols. Symbols are observable signals transmitted from sender to receiver. Symbols can come in any observable form. They can be spoken signals that are heard, such as spoken words, pretend symbols that can be read, such as pretend words, hand signals that are seen, such as signals in sign language, or even symbols that are felt, such as braille writing for the blind. Symbols do not have meaning in themselves. They only stir up meaning in the minds of receivers. For example, when the sender says the word dog, an image in the mind of the receiver is formed when the receiver hears the word. However, it is up to the receiver what kind of image comes to mind, whether the dog is furry or not, what breed it is, what colors and size it is. Symbols may be verbal or non-verbal. When the symbols come in the form of utterances from the mouth of a speaker, they are considered verbal. If they come from the body of movements other than that of the mouth, they are considered non-verbal. Verbal symbols usually come in the form of spoken words, but they may also be in order forms such as grunts like ha or ah, breath like or ah, shrieks like ah or ay, or anything else coming out of the mouth of speaker. Channels. Channels refers to the medium through which the message is sent. It connects the sender and the receiver. Usually, it is the air around the sender and the receiver. When the sender uses a microphone or other device, then that becomes part of the channel. Noise is anything that reduces the quality of the signal sent by the sender through the channel, weakening the communication between the sender and the receiver. It could be garbled, too low in volume, have too much echo, or any other reduction in quality. For example, if the surrounding is very windy or noisy, the words spoken by a speaker become garbled and difficult for the receiver to hear properly. In case the devices such as microphone or telephones, when the equipment is malfunctioning or is of poor quality, then the signal becomes garbled too. Feedback. Feedback refers to the message transmitted by the receiver in response to the message of the speaker. It may come as feedback on the quality of the observed signal, such as when a listener says, "Huh?" when he or she does not hear the utterance clearly. It may also come as feedback on the message given the sender, such as when the receiver shows disbelief, like, "Really?" when the sender says, "We have no classes today." Feedback enables the sender to make adjustments to the signals he or she sent, such as improving the pronunciation of words or speaking louder. Feedback is very important in producing understanding between sender and receivers. Interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication involves talking to yourself. It may also involve meditation about yourself, where you think about your life and what is involved in it. Interpersonal communication allows you to get to know yourself better, organize your thoughts, or heal yourself emotionally. Interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication involves talking to one or a limited number of people. This requires you to adjust your speech to suit the character and personality of the person or people you talk to. Since you are communicating with a limited number of people, the opportunity for feedback and clarification is much greater. When interpersonal communication is between two people, then it is considered a dyad. In this context, the possibility of clarification and feedback is maximized because the interlocutors participants in a communication situation are focusing one-on-one. Public communication. Public communication involves communicating to a wide group of people with a varied traits, background, interests, and persuasions. Engaging in this type of communication means avoiding specialized language such as jargon or slang. So I hope you understand my discussion about the elements of communication. Thank you.